So Rigo, to answer your question though, when we debrief, so a couple of things about the fighter pilot culture that people don't likely understand. When I would fly for about 2 hours. Some other fighter aircraft fly for less, 45 minutes. But I would still spend an entire 8-hour day on that one sortie. And it usually started about 5 o'clock in the morning. You would come, prepare, brief, plan. You would go execute the flight, and then you would come back and debrief. And the secret happens in the debrief.
In the debrief.
The,
Yep.
the problem that we have in business is that we're operating too fast, under too much constraint, and we don't take the time to slow down.
Say,
And
I want you to say that again, really clear.
yeah, so in an hour we can power through a lot of stuff, but let's get focused on this.
Right
When we
there. That's it.
operate inside a resource constrained environment, we make excuses for the way that we view the world. And we scapegoat our inability to focus on the quality of decisions because of the time available. The answer, the antidote, is to slow down. And when we slow down, we focus on the quality of the decisions. So when I would go fly jets, I would have the end in mind. We would articulate what the specific objectives of every single sortie were. And I'll give you an example. We would say 4 up, 4 down. That meant that I wanted to take off 4 airplanes and I wanted to land 4 airplanes. That might not have been true in all conditions. There may have been places, if we were to fly into some of our near peer competitors, that we may have accepted 1 loss or 2 losses. So I may say 4 up, 2 down. But because I've started with the end in mind, when I come back and debrief, I focus on the quality of the decisions. So how do we do it? As we slow down, we begin to look at all of the contributing factors that got to either our success or contributed to our failure. What happens almost every single time when I go out and teach, coach, and mentor other entrepreneurs or leaders, entrepreneurs, I work with billion-dollar companies teaching this to their leaders. They focus on the most recent thing. They look for the item that caused the failure or the item that caused the success. And they put the blame. It's a bias. It's a heuristic. So again, it kind of digress just a little bit, but we put together our reality based on shortcuts. Our brain isn't smart enough to process all of these things, and we use these heuristic shortcuts to be able to make decisions quickly. And one of those heuristics is called a recency bias. So we look to things that are closer to our present and we give them more weight. What we do in the fighter pilot world is we look at them neutrally and we look at the one that had the largest impact on the success or the failure. And then we look to mitigate one thing. We want to fix that one problem, or we want to replicate that one success that led us to that outcome. So we're focusing on the quality of the decisions and not the outcome.